Hi, I'm Paffka. Welcome to my dungeon. In this video, I would like to show you how I paint miniatures. Whenever you paint miniatures, think about your goal. If you are preparing for an art competition, this video is not for you. But if you want to play a tabletop RPG with friends and have an epic scene on the table, keep watching. As I mentioned, my goal is never to have perfect miniatures. I'm always racing against time. Will I finish preparing for the next session? What's going to happen? Do I need some NPCs? Will there be an encounter? And in the end, I will prepare an encounter with 5 orcs only for the group to avoid it with a single persuasion roll. That's just how it is. You can never be prepared for everything, and if you paint miniatures for gaming, it has to be quick. So I will show you 2 methods I use for painting miniatures. Most of my miniatures are 3D printed on an FDM printer. I always start painting them with a layer of black paint mixed with Mod Podge, about 50-50. This coat hides the print layers a bit. It also covers fine details, so for more precise miniatures like those printed on SLI printer, I would skip this step. You can also use PVA glue instead of Mod Podge. If I want to finish a miniature really quick, I use speed paints. First, I apply a white primer to the miniature and then start applying colors. I try to work from the deeper areas to the upper surfaces to avoid accidentally touching areas I have already painted. I always apply only one coat of paint and never layer colors on top of each other. When changing colors, I let the previous layer dry. It's ideal to paint 4 or 5 miniatures at once, so by the time you return to the first one, it's already dry. For larger miniatures or ones that I want to look a bit better, I use more traditional approach. Traditional, you paint primer, base coat, rough detail and fine detail, but that's a lot of work and I want to do it faster, so I simplify. For the black layer I've already painted, there is no need to use a primer, so I skip it. Since I'm painting a green snake, the base coat should be dark green. I chose olive green. For the stone, I used grey base coat, and for the soil, a brown one. Textured surfaces like the snake scales are ideal for the dry brush technique. This involves applying paint with an almost dry brush. I load the brush with paint, wipe off most of it on a paper towel, and then apply it to the miniature. The dry brush method is quick, but it's not precise, so it's best for large miniatures. Here I will apply 2 layers with the dry brush, one heavier and one lighter. The first layer will be lighter green than previous olive base coat. The second layer, applied very lightly, will be even lighter green, highlighting the highest parts of the snake scales. I intentionally avoid naming paint colors because that's not the focus of this video. The focus is on the process, which almost always involves very dark, light, lighter and lightest shades. The underside of the snake is a bit different. I want it to be light, so I reverse the process. On the olive base coat, I apply a heavy dry brush with a light color, followed by a light dry brush. To tie the whole model together, I used the same shade for a light dry brush on both the top and bottom sides. I painted the dorsal fin and claws with green metallic shade. Then came the small details like teeth and eyes. For the stones on the base, I applied a dry brush with a shade slightly lighter than the base coat. Finally, I applied a wash to the entire base, black for the stones and brown for the soil and branches. A wash is a very diluted paint that settles in the deeper parts of the model, enhancing the 3D effect.